Thornbridge Manor, the Carlyle family's home for countless generations. The Revenant Alexa Carlyle and her 3 adult children, younger brother Zachary, grandson and daughter-in-law, are all gathered to conduct Carlyle's sham funeral. Curiously, Carlyle summoned a famous London PI soon after arriving this morning, but his purpose at Thornbridge is yet unclear. Now, the target knows that you're coming, and her guard detail is top-notch. So Mr. Gray will secure their nearby field HQ and intercept all calls going in and out of the estate. Any appeal for backup is going to fall on very deaf ears. Good luck, gentlemen.
طيب دي تاني ميشن في هيتمان 3. اوكي، بعد الميشن بتاع دبي احنا في انجلترا في المانشن بتاع أليكسا كارلايل اللي هي تالت بارتنر في بروفيدنس، واللي هربت من دبي الميشن اللي فاتت علشان تلحق الأملاك بتاعتها، علشان الكونستنت اللي كان معاهم في بروفيدنس لما انشق عنهم حاول يسرق الأملاك بتاعتها، فهي رجعت علشان تحميها. اوكي، الميشن دي فيها جريمة قتل، وجريمة القتل دي بقى احنا المفروض لو عايزين طبعا المفروض نحلها او نكتشفها يعني. اوكي، طيب علشان نعمل كده احنا اول حاجة محتاجين نعملها ان احنا ناخد اللبس بتاع البرايفت انفستيجيتور ده.
That is Phineas Whitmer, the famous private investigator hired by Madame Carlyle this morning. I'm curious why he's here. Maybe you should do some detecting yourself, 47.
حلو. فأول حاجة خلينا بس نمشي وراه كده واحدة واحدة.
A famous private investigator summoned by Alexa Carlyle has arrived at
طيب شكرا. خلينا نمشي وراه واحدة واحدة عشان نشوف هو هيمشي فين، والمفروض احنا نتتبعه لحد فين علشان نقدر نبدأ الميشن او السب ميشن بتاعت جريمة القتل دي لما ناخد هدوء. اوكي.
Mr. Whitmer, thank God you're here. Can I take you to Madame Carlyle?
Please do.
If you'd follow me. I know I oughtn't say anything, but I'm so relieved you're here. Everything's just so strange. Preparing for Madame's funeral, and then she turns up alive. But then the awful business with her brother Zachary, and all this security. I've never seen the place guarded like this.
واضح ان هو هيدخل الباب.
Oh, by the way, I told Kate about this text.
What did she say?
Well, I thought she'd be mad at me, but
واحنا
thanked
اكيد
me that
مش
she
هنقدر
understood
نعمل
the
كده
position
زي.
I was in. We had a really good talk about it.
فالحل
What did I
ان
tell
احنا
you?
نشوف
She's a
مدخل
sensible
تاني
woman.
وندور على مدخل تاني زي ده كده بالظبط،
Pass it down before you see
I know,
Madame Carlyle
I know.
inside.
ونتسلل جوه البيت.
Say I must have done something.
حلو.
Shit, man. Caroline's really did a number on you.
That's a bit excessive, I think, considering the fact that I spotted no less than 2 routes to get inside the house unseen.
We know what we're doing, sir. Don't worry about that.
وخلينا نستناه يدخل البيت ونشوف هو رايح فين علشان نلاقي مكان مناسب ولحظة مناسبة ان احنا ناخد هدوء. اهو ناخده بايه بقى؟ بالفايبر واير ولا بالمسدس؟ خلينا في الكلاسيك ميثود بتاعت 47. مبروك كسبت معايا النهارده. اشكرك معانا. واضح ان في حد هيحتاج يحل جريمة قتلك انت. ماشي. دلوقتي المفروض
Mr. Whitmer,
نقابل
thank you for coming on
الست
such
دي
short
هنا.
notice. A great tragedy has fallen upon us, and I need a quick resolution,
اللي هي التارجت
handled
بتاعنا
with absolute discretion.
Results and discretion are my speciality.
Very
عيني
well.
عليك.
I suppose you will want to start at the crime scene.
In my experience, a thorough examination of a potential crime scene is half the job done.
Good. Fernsby will take over from here.
I am Mr. Fernsby, the butler. Madam Carlyle has asked me to assist you in any way possible. Mr. Whitmer, I understand that you've travelled from London. Would you care for some refreshments? Or do you prefer to go straight to Mr. Zachary's sleeping quarters?
I prefer to get started.
As you wish. If you'll follow me, sir.
انتوا هتاخدوا بالكم من حاجة غريبة جدا، ان انا لو مشيت من غير ما اعمل سبرنت هسبق الراجل ده. انا مش فاهم ليه اللي عملوا اللعبة ما
I feel
قدروش
obliged to
يظبطوا
point
الحتة
out that current affairs surrounding Madame Carlyle are of a delicate nature. You may be familiar with the recent announcement of her death. You will probably learn that a staged funeral is scheduled to take place tomorrow. Madame's children were not informed until this morning that their mother was in fact not dead at all. So please bear with them if they seem affected by the rather unusual situation. I trust
Greetings,
I do
sir.
not need to remind you that there will be consequences if word gets out that Madame Carlyle is still alive.
I'll consider her dead when I leave.
Before you inspect the crime scene, I will tell you this. The case concerns the death of Mr. Zachary, Madame Carlyle's younger brother. He was found dead in his bed this morning. The door was locked from the inside, and a suicide letter was found in his room. However, Madame Carlyle suspects foul play and will not accept that he took his own life. I've prepared some information for you, so please do come and see me when you've finished your investigation of the crime scene. This is Mr. Zachary's room, to my right.
A locked room murder mystery, 47. I trust you'll get to the bottom of this.
حلو. احنا في أوضة المجني عليه دلوقتي.
Why don't you
هوبا
use your
أهو.
camera to scan the dead body, 47?
Throat markings indicate a rare, short-lived plant poison killed him. Spread shows time of death at around 10 o'clock last night.
You do know your poisons, 47.
طيب هو في الأوضة دي في 6 كلوز المفروض نلاقيهم. هي دي أول كلو إن احنا نصور المجني عليه نفسه، وتاني كلو إن احنا نسكان الويسكي بارل اللي جنب السرير دي. اوكي طيب تاني أهم كلو موجودة في الأوضة الكمبيوتر بتاع عم زكري ده.
Zachary was shopping for new Wellingtons last night. Not exactly what you would expect from someone suicidal.
تالت كلو
Zachary's suicide
بتاعت
note.
Zachary.
Also, a sample of handwriting. It could be relevant to compare to other samples to establish its authenticity.
حلو. هات السكينة دي مش هتقولك. رابع كلو
A hidden door.
It's a secret passage. This could explain how the door was locked from the inside. A photocopy of the floor plans. Somebody's been researching the secret ins and outs of Thornbridge Manor. I believe you've done a thorough search of the crime scene, 47. Maybe it's time to see the butler. I'm curious about the information he's prepared for you.
كده احنا جبنا كل الكلوز اللي في الأوضة دي. تمام 6/6 اهو. طيب دلوقتي احنا محتاجين نكلم مستر فرنسبي باتلر. نشوف هيقول لنا ايه.
Mr. Fernsby, I'm done with the crime scene.
Did you establish a time of death?
Zachary died around 10 o'clock last night.
Well, that means the staff were off duty. And Madame Carlyle and her security didn't arrive until this morning. That leaves Madame's family and myself as the only persons here when he died. And before you ask, no, I do not have an alibi. I was alone in my office at the time of death. Here's the material that I prepared for you. It's a list of the possible suspects and their quarters. Hopefully that will help you keep track of your findings. Please come and see me when you've solved the case, and I will take you to Madame Carlyle.
حلو.
This is very useful information, 47.
احنا دلوقتي عندنا 1 2 3 4 5 6 suspects. اوكي. اول خطوة لازم نعملها ان احنا نكلم كل واحد فيهم، نكويستشن كل واحد فيهم ونشوف هيقول لنا ايه. And then...
So how does one solve a murder mystery, 47? Motive, means, and opportunity, I believe. May I suggest you ask the suspects for alibis? Or perhaps do you prefer searching the manor for clues first?
عناية حاضر. أول حاجة لازم نعملها إن إحنا نكلم السسبكتس.
Yo, and what's up?
نبدأ نسألهم.
Relax, man. I said I'd get your money. Get back to you later.
Patrick Carlyle, can you tell me where you were yesterday evening?
Shit, it's that sneaky butler, isn't it? He ratted me out. Elaine, give us some privacy, would you? Don't tell Mother, okay? She's really tense these days, and the last thing I need is more hassle. I took that pretty blonde, Rosie, for an evening stroll. I mean, how the fuck am I expected to cope for an entire weekend in this shithole? I'm bored out of my mind. If that's all, I think I'll get back to my slow...
What did you think of Zachary?
Creepy as hell. No ambition. Imagine deciding to live in a museum. You know, Father says Zachary and Alexei used to be two of a kind. He had a great future ahead of him. Then suddenly, he just gave up everything. What an idiot. Thank God Daddy chose looks and brains over pedigree when he married Mummy. I don't have to worry about the inbreeding so customary in these circles. So, is that it?
Did you see anything suspicious last night?
No. I reckon Zachary topped himself. I know I would have. Or perhaps Mr. Fernsby. I don't like him. He could have done it.
حلو. باتريك سألناه خلاص. فاضل مين؟ فاضل جريجوري، ادوارد، ريبيكا وأما. تعال نروح ندور عليهم.
Relax, man. I said I'd get your money. It's gonna take a little. How's that money? Calm the fuck down.
واضح إن احنا ماشيين غلط.
Gregory Carlyle, can you tell me where you were yesterday evening?
Oh, you're wondering about my alibi, Mr. Detective. Well, I left Thornbridge around 8:30 for a pint with Edward. I wish I hadn't. Quiz night at the inn. On the other hand, staying here with Zachary, my obnoxious sister, and the wife sporting another one of her headaches would have been a fate worse than death. The short of it, Zachary was very much alive when we left. I stayed for the last shout, and I was back here just before midnight. Anything else you want to...
Tell me about Zachary.
Zach? Huh. Such a sad old sod. A bit heavy on the bottle, but who could blame him? Only company he had was his rare plants and mother, who travels more than she stays here. Honestly, I can't say which is the bigger bore. He's better off dead. Is that all?
Anything else you'd like to tell me?
Nothing really. I'm just enjoying the show. Our perfect mother obviously fucked up, didn't she? Faking her own death. You know, she's explained nothing to us. I think she's scared to own up to her own mistake.
جميل. خلصنا جريجوري. هات أما.
Emmer Carlyle, Can you tell me where you were yesterday evening?
Surely I'm not a suspect.
I need to account for everyone.
Well, I spent the evening with my family, but I got an awful migraine and had to take to bed. Everyone can attest to that. I believe I went up when the boys sat down for a drink around 8 o'clock. Is that all?
How did you feel about Zachary?
I might as well be honest. His presence was always awkward. But how do you have a meaningful conversation with a man who only cares about plants? In my opinion, Alexa bears some responsibility for how this ended. She supported his self-limiting behavior by letting him live here. Anything else you want to know?
Have you noticed anything else out of the ordinary?
Nothing special comes to mind. Except, perhaps, I did get a feeling that Zachary was depressed, not just sad. I suppose he realized that he had no one with Alexa gone. Even Alexa must feel the pangs of guilt over that one, letting him believe she was dead. Then again, guilt isn't her strong suit.
حلو خلصنا إيما. فاضل طنط ريبيكا. تعالي.
Rebecca Carlyle, can you tell me about yesterday evening?
We don't really see much of each other, my brothers and I. I suppose it takes our mother's funeral to bring us together, and even then, it's not like we sit on each other's laps. Now, let's see. Patrick, Gregory's son, disappeared straight after dinner. You know, I think he might be in some sort of trouble. Edward wanted to go as well, but Gregory convinced him to stay for a few drinks before they went off for a pint at the local at 9:15. I swear Gregory enjoys Edward's discomfort over staying here. I had a conference call with my New York office at 9, so I spent 3 hours on my laptop in my room and went straight to bed afterwards. I don't know about Emma. She did act a bit strange. You know, I bet she was making lists for changes needing to be done once she gets her hands on Thornbridge Manor. Quite the shock she had when Mother arrived during breakfast. Is that everything, Mr. Whitmer?
Tell me about Zachary. Did he act strange last night?
You know, now you mention it, he was a lot more chatty than usual. He wanted to know about my connections in the publishing business. Apparently, a friend of his is writing a book, which strikes me as very peculiar. I didn't think he had any friends.
Anything else you feel like mentioning?
I may be wrong, but I saw Mr. Fernsby, the butler, leave Zachary's room early this afternoon. And he seemed a bit startled when he saw me in the hallway. It's probably nothing. Oh, and one more thing. Please be kind to Edward. He can only take so much. Is there anything else you want to ask me?
شكرا كده ريبيكا خلصت. فاضل مين؟ فاضل مستر أدواردز.
Great. That weird detective, then you need to.
I was just having a laugh, dear. Must admit, he's pretty good.
What did he believe?
تعال.
Professor Edward Carlyle, can you tell me your whereabouts for last night?
Oh, yes, this dreadful business with Zachary. I stay at the local inn. You see, I prefer not to spend the night here at Thornbridge Manor. My brother Gregory came along for a nightcap. He'll never admit it, but I think he understands that I find this whole thing upsetting and wanted to provide some comfort. I believe we went to the Stag's Head around 8:30. Anything else I can do to help?
Can you tell me about Zachary's behavior last night?
I certainly didn't expect him to commit suicide. Sure, he was upset by Mother's supposed death. We were. But he seemed more engaged than usual. You should ask Rebecca. They had a long talk. Did you know that he hadn't left Thornbridge Manor in nearly 50 years? His plants, Mother, and the staff were all the company he had. If that's all?
Did you notice anything else out of the ordinary?
You mean apart from the fact that we came here to bury our mother and she shows up alive and kicking? Zachary found dead in his bed this morning? Or perhaps that the planned funeral is still taking place and I have to do the eulogy? And Mother will surely have strong opinion on it afterwards. I can't breathe. Excuse me.
حلو كده خلصنا ادوارد وجريجوري وكل الباقي. ومن كلام ادوارد وجريجوري وريبيكا واضح أو غالبا أدوارد وجريجوري سلام أو في السليم يعني. يس مظبوط. alibi confirmed. فاضل إن احنا نكمل التحقيق أو الانفستيجيشن على الباقي دول. أوكي طيب نعمل كده ازاي؟ نعمل كده بإن احنا نروح إما and Gregory's room وريبيكا's room ومستر فرنسبي's office. ماشي طيب خلينا نبدأ بإما and Gregory's room.
I should let you get back to it.
Sorry.
خليكوا زي ما انتوا.
That door leads to Emma and Gregory's room.
حلو. من الواضح كده ان السيت اب بتقول لنا ان احنا ايه اللي ده؟ دلوقتي وصلنا الأوضة بتاعت إما وجريجوري. المفروض إن احنا نلاقي فيها لو أنا مش غلطان 4 كلوز. جميل. ال4 كلوز دول هنجيبهم ازاي؟ ممكن دوس كنترول highlight ال points of interest.
Now this is interesting, 47. A letter from Emma's mother stating that Emma is the illegitimate child of Alexa's late older brother, Montgomery. And listen to this. She claims to have witnessed Alexa and Zachary murder him. The plot thickens.
جميل. لقينا رسالة بتقول إن إما كانت بنت مونتجومري ده وشافت إن أليكسا وزاكري قتلوه. حلو. ايه ده؟ ماشي. دي تاني كلو لقيناها في الأوضة. وتالت كلو
A keychain pendant for the greenhouse. What's that doing in Emma and Gregory's room, I wonder? And why is the key missing?
حلو. ده كي تشين للجرين هاوس ميدالية بس ما فيهاش مفاتيح. آخر كلو هنعملها أو هنلاقيها المفروض هتبقى بالكاميرا وهنسكان الجزمة دي. كويس كده خلصنا Emma and Gregory's room. Intel Emma and Gregory's room. Yes 4-4. كويس. فاضل لنا Rebecca's room و Mr. Fernsby's office و the greenhouse. اوكي طيب تعالى ندور على Rebecca's room.
Maybe we should get back to
زي ما انتوا قلتلكوا بلاش قرف.
Yeah.
كانت فين Rebecca's room.
Sir.
That is the door to Rebecca's room.
برضو شكلنا هنقل أدبنا. احنا عايزين نبص على الكمبيوتر بتاع ريبيكا علشان نتأكد ان هي فعلا كانت في conference call امبارح بالليل.
I can see from the log that Rebecca was in a conference call from 9 p.m. to midnight last night.
حلو، وده بيأكد الاليباي بتاعتها. ولو بصينا على السسبكتس يس هنلاقي ان ريبيكا في السليم. حلو، دلوقتي عايزين نطلع الكاميرا ونسكان النوت بوك دي. لو بصينا على النوت بوك هنلاقي ان الهاند رايتنج بتاعتها مش نفس السويسايد نوت اللي زكري كتبها، فعلشان كده نقدر نقول ان ريبيكا في السليم.
Aaron Ford Jr.
مش عايزين حاجة من الراجل ده دلوقتي. احنا دلوقتي عايزين كنا عايزين ايه؟ فكروني كده. كنا عايزين نروح مكتب مستر فيرنسبي.
Did the portrait photographer check out? Verified his identity? I vetted him thoroughly. He's good.
هو قريب من الشباك اللي احنا دخلنا منه.
That is the door to Mr. Fernsby's office.
حلو. هيقول لك ناقصك حاجة من التلاتة، يا إما المفتاح نفسه، يا إما الكروبار، يا إما اللوك بيك. فبما إن احنا معناش ولا حاجة من التلاتة دول، فالصح أو الخطوة الجاية إن احنا نحاول نلاقي حاجة من التلاتة دول. طيب
Bad news, I'm afraid. We don't have any extra fuses. Ethel looked everywhere.
Got no power, no point.
وده الجرين هاوس اللي لقينا الميدالية بتاعته في الأوضة بتاعت أما وجريجوري، بس برضو معناش مفتاح. حلو.
I don't believe for a second that Zachary committed suicide. We'd only just run through his plan for the spring seedlings yesterday.
Yes, sure.
أهي.
But he was upset believing his sister was dead.
I'd say worried about how things would be handled with Gregory and Emma taking over. I said they let him stay here, but Ethel was sure Emma would throw him out first chance he got. Now we'll never know.
Oh my. You're pushing this hard, aren't you?
طيب خلينا نرجع مكتب مستر فريسبي دلوقتي. بس احتياطي عشان محدش يشوفنا. حلو. حلو، ولقينا برضو في مكتب مستر فيرنسبي رسالة برضو بتؤكد ان الهاند رايتنج بتاعته مش هي الهاند رايتنج بتاعت المجني عليه الغلبان زكري. طيب في ايه تاني points of interest؟ ايه الجولف كلاب ده؟ رحنا مستر فريسبي's office. لا طيب في ايه تاني؟
Painkillers. Lethal if you use enough of them.
But not the poison used to kill Zachary. Of course, Madame Carlyle doesn't know that. Are you considering to frame the butler, 47?
أنا الصراحة مش عايز أفريمهم. تمام؟ بس يعني أنا لو حبيت أفريمهم أنا أعتقد إن إحنا ممكن نروح الأوضة بتاعة الراجل اللي مات ده ونحط البويزن جنب مثلا الويسكي أو في الويسكي أو حاجة كده. بس يعني anyhow تعال نشوف ايه. ده تالت كلو اهو الماستر كي. لو احنا رحنا لمستر فريسبي's office هنلاقي ان لسه في 2 على 3 فاضل واحدة كلو. لا 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 اطلع تاني اطلع تاني اطلع.
Zachary's diary. This is big. He was about to confess to the world that he and Alexa murdered their older brother Montgomery 46 years ago. And apparently, Mr. Fernsby helped make the murder look like an accident. And 47, the handwriting doesn't match the suicide letter in his room, proving he didn't write it himself. Mr. Fernsby clearly didn't commit the murder, but I think you have enough evidence to convince Madame Carlyle he did. Maybe you should tell him you are ready to present your findings. Unless, of course, you want to do some more detecting, 47?
ده حقيقي بس خلينا نكمل شوية تحقيقات. كويس. مستر فريسبي فاضل الجرين هاوس. سوري لو رحنا للسسبكتس تاني. انت suspects هو viable suspect بس مش هو اللي موت زاكري. جميل.
So 41 guests will attend the funeral tomorrow. There's still a lot to see to.
Rosie, tell me what you did last night.
I'm in trouble, aren't I? I spent the evening with Patrick. We met after dinner and I went home at 1 in the morning. He said he needed someone real to talk to. When he looks at you, it makes you feel like the center of the universe. Like a real princess.
But now he just ignores her.
Well, he's under a lot of pressure.
He's an idiot. That's what he is.
Did you notice anything out of the ordinary? Any strangers outside the house?
No, we saw no one outside. Except Patrick's mother, Emma. We were sitting on the bench behind the greenhouse talking when she came out and we had to hide. You won't tell her about me and Patrick, will you? She'd insist Madame Carlyle fire me. I'm sure of it.
Too right she will. She's always going on about how things will change once she's in charge of Thornbridge Manor.
حلو كده المفروض
Did all the
باتريك
groceries
برضه في
arrive?
السليم. بالظبط كده. فاضل اما.
I heard some of the
في حاجة
delivery people
هتبرقها
were unhappy with the security at the
ولا
gate.
مفيش حاجة هتبرقها؟
Nice safety there.
يعني المنطق بيقول إن مش هينفع أي حاجة تبرقها علشان مفيش حد من الباقيين كلهم قتلوا.
Oh, stop pacing.
واضح إن
God's
هي اللي
sake,
فعلا
Emma.
قتلته.
Why don't we get any kind of explanation?
بس عشان نبقى متأكدين تعالى نروح الجرين هاوس نحاول ندخله برضو بكروبار عشان نبقى احنا كده جبنا كل الكلوز الممكنة. اوكي طب هو عامة الكروبار ده لو احنا استخدمناه هيبقى illegal activity ولو عملناها
Come on, Oliver. I
الناس
understand why
هتقعد
you're so
تصوت
upset.
وتصرخ وهيمسكونا
shock
وهتبقى
to all
حاجة
of us.
زي الزفت وميشن فيلد. طيب ايه الحل؟ الحل ان احنا نعمل كده من غير ما حد يشوفنا. طب ازاي ما حدش يشوفنا؟ يكسبوا معانا، صح؟ يعني نقدر نقول كده. هنقدر نخلص التلاتة دول في السريع. شكرا. في اي حتة نرمي ميتين ابوكوا فيها ولا ايه؟ ايه ده؟ لا مش هنعمل. يس شكرا. عدت على خير الحمد لله. هات الكاميرا. في كام كلو في الجرين هاوس؟ في 2.
Broken lab equipment. It looks like it was recently used, though.
Sorry.
This is a table showing lethal dosages for the poison used to kill Zachary.
Something is circled, 47. Female, age 65 to 79, 60 to 64 kilograms. I'd say Madame Carlyle is next in line for a poisoning. You have uncovered enough evidence to tell Madame Carlyle that Emma is the murderer. Quite the detective, 47. I'm impressed. I suggest you go tell Mr. Fernsby. Unless you think there are more secrets to uncover.
لا احنا كده خلصنا كل حاجة. يس 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 يس. لا كده حلو قوي. تعالى بقى نروح لمستر فرنسبي تاني نقول له يا بيه احنا خلصنا.
Can't you just remember?
What do you think?
I'm ready to present my conclusion to Madame Carlyle.
Very well. If you'll follow me, sir.
حلو أوي.
How are you, sir?
This is Madame Carlyle's office.
How are you today, sir?
Please step inside.
Your detective skills have gained you access to the Lion's Den, 47. Now, go claim your reward.
So, Mr. Whitmer, you've reached a conclusion. Take a seat, please. Go ahead.
ارمي Emma.
Your niece, Emma Carlyle, murdered your brother Zachary.
My niece? Emma is not my niece. She's my daughter-in-law.
And your niece. Emma is the illegitimate child of your late older brother Montgomery, who you and Zachary killed 46 years ago.
That's preposterous.
You asked me to find out what happened to Zachary. Would you rather not know?
No. No, go on.
I found a letter from Emma's mother, Jane, who was the fiancée of your older brother at the time of his death. She witnessed how you and Zachary pushed him off the balcony. She believed you did it to steal the Carlyle empire from her and her unborn child. And she raised Emma to reclaim what she lost, marry your heir Gregory, get revenge, and secure the Carlyle empire for her bloodline generations to come.
Emma is the daughter of Montgomery and that local girl, Jane.
She is.
Well, the girl got it wrong. I didn't steal anything. I did what was necessary to protect the future of the Carlyles. Montgomery wasn't cut out to take over from father. All heart and no balls.
Emma used the funeral gathering to speed up her installment as the lady of the house, seizing the opportunity to stage Zachary's suicide. She did her homework, used a poison made from one of Zachary's rare plants, found old floor plans from Thornbridge Manor to gain access to his room through a secret passage.
That scheming bitch.
More than you think. I found proof that she will try to poison you next.
Well, I'll have to take care of that. Thank you, Mr. Whitmer. You have not disappointed. I promised you I would reward you generously if you solved the case. So, what do you suggest?
تعال نجرب الكيس فايل. ادينا الكيس فايل لو سمحتي.
I want the file you have on Arthur Edwards.
Edwards, the constant. But how do you... Oh, I see. I expected you might show up. But to kill me, not help me. But I've been wrong on so many things lately, so why not this one? I will give you the file on Edwards. You've earned it.
أشكرك جدا.
Where are you going? Please, sit down. Thank you. Now, where were we? I will give you the file on Edwards. You've earned it. I don't suppose I could convince you to deal with my daughter-in-law now you're here. I would like to see her dead. No? What a shame. I'll have to see to it some other way then. The file you want is in the safe. God, I hope you get Edwards and make him hurt. I need some privacy. Thank you.
حلو.
Good work, 47. That's the file on Arthur Edwards secured. Time to take care of Madame Carlyle.
No need to panic.
شت ما لحقتش. طيب خلينا هنا شوية يمكن تطلع تاني.
I can't forget his eyes. They were so swollen, it didn't even look like Zachary. I've never seen a dead body before.
Do you think it was a suicide?
I don't know. Madame Carlyle? So, why else?
الصح ان احنا كنا نوقعها من البلكونة، بس انا بغبائي ملحقتش. ماشي. تعالى نشوف لو نمشي وراها كده لحد ما نعرف نستفرد بيها ونخليها تكسب معانا النهارده هي كمان.
Patrick London Bank. Did I understand correctly that I should give it to Rebecca in case of your death?
Exactly. She holds the other one. I want her to have the file on Arthur Edwards if I die.
You're not fearful she will be in trouble if she knows?
She will start digging when she realizes things don't add up, inevitably getting her in trouble. I'd rather she knew who she's up against. She's clever and resourceful. Who knows, maybe she'll be able to hit him where it hurts. But I don't want her to get involved prematurely. Hopefully she'll never have to get involved at all. You faced great obstacles too, I know. We will persevere. It is my duty to make that happen.
يا مدام انا عايز اقولك ان انتي هتكسبي معانا النهارده، بس انا محتاج محتاج شوية وقت، بس محتاج استفرد.
Greetings, sir.
بس
Oh, Zachary. At least you never got to learn that the horrible thing we did was for nothing. Protect the Carlyle legacy. What?
Pacify!
كل سنة وانت طيبة.
Mission complete. Well done, 47.
Hello, sir.
كده حلينا جريمة القتل وقتلنا الولاية المجنونة دي، وشكرا. هنلوكيت الإكزيت ناو. وإلى اللقاء.
They're everywhere. Go, get out! It's the Constantine!
ايه اللي بيحصل؟